Thank you, Anne-Marie. Then the last expert I want to introduce you to briefly is somebody who is actually an expert nationwide, sometimes worldwide, on various infrastructure challenges. And speaking about, of course, about Orrin MacMurray. Mac, why don't you just come up and talk a little bit about our infrastructure?
Thank you, Congressman. And thank you all, and thank you, Congressman, for leading this important initiative. Infrastructure is the foundation on which our community and truly our society is based. Roads, bridges, ports, water, wastewater. Without these infrastructural components, we wouldn't have the society that we have today. Business growth, not to mention survival, depend on a good infrastructure, whether it's transporting people to and from the workplace or goods to and from the market. Without solid transportation infrastructure, we can't survive. Without a good communication infrastructure, without a great airport to act as the front door of our community, we can't compete in the world market and the world environment that we truly are a part of. The needs are great, and I think they're well defined. The American Society of Civil Engineers recently published a new report card on American infrastructure and gives the infrastructure of our country nationally a D+, not a grade that I think any of us are proud of. In New York State alone, we have over $27 billion in drinking water needs that need to be addressed in the next 20 years. We have over $30 billion in needs in wastewater. We have 141 public use airports throughout our state, and our airport here needs continued improvement and development. 12.5% of the bridges in our state are structurally deficient, and 27% are functionally obsolete. That's a total of over 7,000 bridges in New York State alone that need significant attention. 52 million tons of port cargo go through our state each year. The Port of Oswego is a great resource that we have that needs improvement and development to improve its infrastructure. 115,000 miles of roads, and those roads are considered to be 60% of those roads are considered to be in poor to mediocre condition, and I think we see that every day. And that affects not only us going to and from work or getting back and forth to school or taking each other to a healthcare facility, but it affects business. It affects our economy. Without a strong infrastructure, our economy cannot succeed, not to mention grow. Thousands of people, as have been recognized in this report, could be working today if we were addressing these needs effectively. $1 billion in infrastructure investment leads to between 30 and 35,000 jobs. Investment brings economic benefit for decades to come. These are not dollars that go out and there's a one-time benefit from them, but we reap the benefits from this investment for decades as we are reaping the benefit of investments that were made by our fathers and mothers, our grandfathers and grandmothers over past decades. I conclude by saying it's not a region with a good economy that builds a good infrastructure. It's a region with a good infrastructure that leads to a great economy. And thank you, Congressman, for leading us with this study to that conclusion.